New information tonight about last month's hours-long standoff in Garfield. Information that's starting to paint a clearer picture of what happened that day. It's a KDKA exclusive. Thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Christine Sorensen.
And I'm Kim Gable. Ken has the night off. We do want to warn you, some of what we're about to show you might be difficult to see and hear. KDKA's Jennifer Borrasso is live with what she is learning. Jen.
Kim, sources tell me that state police are close to wrapping up their investigation and turning over their report to the district attorney's office. Now, all 72 law enforcement officers who were involved, who fired their guns, I'm told they were placed on leave, are now back on the job. And all of those 72 law enforcement officers fired around 4,000 rounds. The man on the other end of the gun battle had just 2 guns and fired only dozens of rounds. However, police did find something inside his home that could have been just as dangerous.
It felt like a movie. It felt like an out-of-body experience.
Only on KDKA. New video of the Garfield standoff taken from inside Laura Longanecker's home on North Matilda Street. Weeks later, she's still haunted.
I imagine it was the closest thing to being in a war zone without actually going to war due to the amount of gunfire.
Stay down, stay down. Stay down. Stay down, stay.
I heard them request ammo very early into the situation, and I was confused that they weren't prepared for this, but I guess no one expects domestic terror on a Wednesday when it's just supposed to be a standard eviction process. About an hour in, I saw on my phone that it was an eviction, and that's when I knew it was related to the neighbor.
That neighbor was Bill Hardison Jr. Sources now tell me Hardison fired fewer than 100 rounds from 2 guns, a rifle and a handgun. Police also found a few cans of gasoline inside his home. I'm told Hardison was shot multiple times. It remains unclear which shot killed him. However, I'm told none of the shots were self-inflicted. As it all unfolded, Longanecker took cover in her basement.
Scary.
What was that like, being hunkered down in your basement and hearing those rounds?
It was terrifying and very loud and very confusing and very chaotic. It sounded like it was right outside my house, and I had no idea if there were police in my yard or where the gunfire was coming from. I was concerned there was going to be a fire or an explosion. My neighbor had told me he had guns and possibly explosives back in June. I called the police to say, I'm sure you already know this, but I was told he has weapons and potentially explosives, and I hope you guys are prepared for that in case there's a fire.
Longanecker also captured this dramatic scene behind her house right before the standoff ended.
I saw the neighbor shoot a shotgun blast out the back window, and that was very frightening. And that was right before state police used the rook.
What did you think of the police response overall?
The police response was very robust, rapid, militarized, and it seemed like a very measured response, and that they were trying to keep the community safe.
Now you're looking at the back of the house on Broad Street. The city of Pittsburgh brought in trauma support a day after the standoff to try to help neighbors. Coming up at 6, I'll dig into more about that, and you'll hear why Laura Longanecker doesn't think it was enough. Reporting live in Garfield, Jennifer Borrasso, KDKA-TV News.